Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and the time that you're watching this, I had just finished two big unboxings where I had, they were just these massive boxes filled with Grail comics. Well, this is a third video where I have one more box to show, and it's this one, okay? And it is just filled with Grails. It's only Grail comics inside. No small books, all big books. I think it's like 8 books in all. I'm pretty sure it's 8 books in all. And they're all like Precode horror. So it's one genre, it's all big books, and it should be a pretty cool unboxing. So we'll get right into it. I'm a little bit nervous about it, just so you know, and I'll explain why I'm nervous about this unboxing. And it has to do with this. That piece of tape makes me very nervous. So this book, I was expecting to get it a couple days ago, this box I should say, and it got stuck in customs. Now, I'm always paranoid when things go through customs because they can open it, they can, they can mess up the packaging of it, and it might arrive with broken items, and that's one of my fears. So we're gonna see if it arrives safely, and we're gonna see if what these books are. So just gotta cut it a bit. Lots of tape on it. They put extra tape because they did unbox it. So get rid of that tape from the customs. Okay. So this is the books. Dump that onto the floor. And hopefully nothing got damaged in the process. They have a lot of bubble wrap, so that's a good sign. These are expensive books. Okay, let's take them out so I can show them. And I'm going to show them in no particular order. They're all big books, so any one of them is pretty awesome. Okay, it's 6 books in all. Right? For some reason I was thinking it was 8, but 6. Okay. And we're going to start out with this one. This is considered one of the top 20 greatest horror covers of all time. My friend Comic Mag Musings made a list, and he actually had this as one of his on his list for top Golden Age Precode horror covers. And so what do we have here? This is Mr. Mystery 18, and what we have is this guy, and he's like playing with skulls. He's got all these heads. He's got this couple in behind, and they're all in bondage. And then you got this pot filled with heads. He's boiling them. I think he's going to either eat them or maybe turn them into like those shrunken heads. Who knows what he's going to do, but it's not going to be good for the people in behind. So this is Mr. Mystery number 18, and this is it's actually a Bernard Bailey cover. That's what I thought. Bernard Bailey. It's a really great cover, Precode horror, and this is Mr. Mystery number 18. That's actually shows it a bit better. The colors on it are quite good. So Mr. Mystery 18. And the next one, this is not actually a big book, but it is a cool one. This is Crime Suspense Stories number 24. And it's just like this guy has this wicked look on his face. He's just hacked up this person, and you can even see like, where is it? Like on the, maybe, I'm not sure if it comes across, but there's like, kind of like this hint of like that this container has been used before. Okay. It's like I got that kind of old blood, stains on it. And so this is not his first rodeo for this kind of thing. So he's very keen on chopping this person up. So very extreme book for Precode horror. No graphic violence, I guess, but very suggestive. So this is kind of the reason why these books led to the Comic Code Authority. So this is EC Comics. This is George Evans cover, I guess. So George Evans, and 1954, and just a cool cover. A little bit crazy, a little bit crazy. Okay, the next one. Oh, this is one of my favorite. This is Underworld Crime number 7. Number 7. I was trying to remember the number. And it's just this is just one of those famous covers. A lot of people thought, hey, why wasn't this one mentioned, The Seduction of the Innocent? Because it's got everything Wortham would have hated. You got a woman being abused. She's in bondage. She's being held back. And you got this, looks like a hot poker. And the girl is just about to get either poked in the eye or burned on her face. Something nasty is going to happen to this girl. And, it's just really well done, where the light of the hot poker is actually lighting up her face. And you can see how scared and terrified she is in the shadows. And you got this guy in the background, maybe her partner or friend, who's all in bondage as well. Just a great one. And the two guys themselves, their faces, you see that they're that typical almost mobster kind of bad guy, like thug looking guys. Just a great cover. So this is Underworld Crime number 7, and it is a pretty major book, and not a bad grade for it. 3.0. So this is Bondage and Torture cover, last issue of the series. Okay. And another hot poker one. This one is another famous one, another Bernard Bailey cover. This is Mr. Mystery number 12. And it's just a very famous one because, again, Wortham and The Seduction of the Innocent was all about, injury to eye, extreme violence, all those kind of things were very high on the radar for Wortham. And this book was not mentioned in The Seduction of the Innocent, but it's one that a lot of people felt like, hey, this is a bit extreme. And maybe one of the things that led to parents to say, hey, look, maybe comics are a bit too much. This one definitely has that injury to eye element to it, where the hot poker is literally on its way to this guy's eye. And it's very zoomed up that, that it's all happening. Just a really great cover. So Mr. Mystery number 12. And this is considered another major Precode horror cover. There's a few that are like kind of at the pinnacle for Precode horror, where it's like that extreme covers. Like the one that I can think of offhand is one where the guy's eating the radium and his face is melting. Well, this is at that same level. So okay, so these are all Precode horror. Hopefully you like Precode horror. Okay, this is a smaller book. This is Strange Fantasy number 2/1. So it was labeled as being number 2, but actually it's the first in the series. They did that a lot in order to get around having to pay extra for distribution. So this one I just thought was a really cool cover. It is the first in the series. It is a restored book. The restoration includes a small amount of color touch on the cover. And I would have to get a light to see what that restoration is, but it's slight. But, I'm not going to really do anything about it. But it is a great cover for a whole bunch of things. We've got the girl in the red dress, which is a trope that I've been talking about a lot on this channel. She's miniaturized, which is really interesting. You got the mad scientist, but you also got this skeleton guy in the background. And this is a really great cover for that whole mad scientist element, or the experimentation kind of element, where it's got that kind of layer look to it, where you got the beakers and you got a little bit of that scientific mad scientist elements to it. So this is I'm not sure who did the cover. It doesn't say. But it's from 1952, and it's called Strange Fantasy #2, but really #1. Okay. Now, last of the books that I'm going to show is just a fun one. This is actually it's an expensive book, but it's in many ways it's underrated, and it probably should be worth more. But it's relatively common. I mean, there's probably about 100 copies of this on the census, or 50 to 100 copies on the census. But it is just a classic cover. It's a cool cover, and it's a Christmas cover. So this is Vault of Horror #35, and what we have on this cover is you got the wife here, and she's in shock because she's got a Christmas present. But it's not an ordinary Christmas present, it's a coffin. And the card says, "Merry Christmas to my wife." And it's got a big ribbon on it. It's classic Christmas thing. You got the Christmas tree, and the wife is staring at this coffin, and then you got the husband in behind her with an axe. So very classic horror cover for the Golden Age, and it's a Johnny Craig cover. So this is a really great book, and it's a classic horror Christmas cover. So that's it, the Vault of Horror #35. I'd love to hear your feedback of which of these big books you like the most. I hope you enjoyed this little taste of some of the Precode horror books. I have been getting into Precode horror a bit, and these were just some of the ones that I picked up recently. So again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye.